fish keepers.
Happy thirsty Thursday, fish keepers. Walking little Batman to school. Wifey is not well, so doing the walk for school. Then we'll get into the day in the life of running a tropical fish store. You happy, buddy?
Yeah!
Woo! Just did an SOS run to one of my suppliers. I sold something that I didn't have without realising I totally miscounted. These little hoozikis. Got to the suppliers, and then we couldn't find them in his storage stuff, which kind of sucked. And then we had to go through the whole process of checking everything, and then their codes didn't match my codes, and they're like, we don't even stock these items. Like, yes you do, I bought them before. And it was a whole dilemma. I guess you had to be the end of the day. We've got them. I bought a couple of them, so the calculations, the miscount's now over. We'll send them out and we'll rack on. So let's get into work, get into the building, get into the shop, and see what we can do today. Alright, we've made it into the building. I've got coffee, check. We've got a SOS product over there, check. I'm going to send that away today. What else are we going to do today? Well, I says to Mavis, this is what we're going to do. We got that hooziki of the hospital set up, so that is going to be one thing we're 100% doing today. That is on the cards. Normally I do water changes out in the shop. I'm not likely to do that today. I might, but I'm not likely to do that. I'm also going to sit down and do a wee video explaining to everybody what's going on with the business, because I can't articulate it in written form very well, but I can verbally articulate fine, so I'm going to do that as well. So there's two major things that we are going to do today. Yesterday I asked people if you wanted to see me continue doing these day of the life videos as we're in the process of shutting down. Everyone pretty much said yes, continue doing it. Had a couple of private messages saying yes, continue doing it. So I'm going to continue doing that until the end is here. And depending on how the future looks, we might continue them as well. So that is on the cards as well. So don't fear, the day in the life stuff will continue rocking and rolling with that. A note to the people that are waiting for a couple of fish orders to turn up. I've run out of heat packs. They should be here with me early next week, Monday. I'll send them in. I know at least one of you watch these videos, possibly two of you. So, yep, sorry about that. Run out of heat packs, can't see any fish until they arrive. Should be here early next week, and we'll get rocking and rolling. So that's what's going on there. I will stop this video and then talk about the next bit after that. Yes, I will. So as somebody asked yesterday what the plan was for the tanks that we've got here at the shop, moving to my house, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to just pop this in nice and early, give you a wee quick rundown of my current plan. This big bad Sav here is going to be the first one that moves. Hopefully next weekend. I've got a trailer lined up, I've got a van lined up. Just need to hopefully get a couple of people strong enough to lift it with me. So this will go into my garage at home. We'll go along the back wall. Once we get it set up, these fish here, they will go inside that tank. Pretty big tank, pretty big fish, still way too big, will be way too big for them, but I'm sure they'll enjoy it. Anyway, that is where they're going. Once that's done and that's done, this one here gets moved. This one here gets put along one of the edges of my garage walls. And then we'll come along here and the clown loaches. These clown loaches here, everyone's favourite loachy mixed loach face, they will then go into that tank there. This then allows me to leave this one open here. Now this is where the issues and the problems and trouble is coming along. This one here will fit in the garage. It's going to go into the garage. But this is where I go, I can't keep every freaking fish that I want as much as I want to. So we can walk and talk with this one. Hold the line, call it. Ideal situation from here. I want to keep my L number plecos that I've got hanging around in this building. I want to keep my corridoridine, hoplosomas, those cool catfish that I've got in these buildings. Those are the fish that really appeal to me, at least appeal to me significantly right now. L numbers I've always loved. Corys have really just become growing on me. So ideal situation, these would come in with me or something similar, but I don't think they're going to fit, unfortunately. So the racks themselves, I'm going to move on very soon. This will be the process next week, moving on these racks. And then all the corridoridines, hoplosomas, whatever you want to call them, are going to find their way into there with the L numbers. My concern for that is there are some very similar looking fish that I don't want to muck up. That is my current concern. I can't think of any other major options at the moment because I've got the 3 big tanks and then I've got some of these 4-foot tanks and I've got limited space available. The room itself was my original fish room. It's fully insulated, there's lots of power plugs, like it is set up ready to rock as a fish room. I need to move things on and sell things on and hold on to stuff at the same time as keeping the fish that I want. So the L140's up here. Yep, gonna bring them home with me. I can't remember the L number that I got them. I'm gonna bring them home with me. They're all gonna live in here. But I don't really want to mix a whole bunch of fish together that I don't really have to, if that makes sense. The clown loaches in that tank are going to kind of limit me in what fish I can keep with them. Cool. Big Severums, for example, no big deal. Little petite dainty corridors, maybe not so much. So you can kind of see where my dilemma is. And to put in perspective how many Cories and L numbers I've got, L number, Cory, L number, L number. I've done that Cory, Cories, 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 not Cories. 2 corridors in there, nothing in through there. 2 different L numbers in that top tank up there. These 10, 12 have all got a different species of Cories in them. Cories in there. There is L numbers in through the, not L numbers, sorry, Calico Bristol Nose that I'm really fond of, but I might have to move on. So that is the situation with that. I'm sure you can see my dilemma. This wasn't meant to be quite as long as it did, but here we are. So that's my dilemma for that at the moment. 2 of those tanks, super simple fixes. 3, not so much. And again, with like frontosas there, like I want to keep my shellies because I freaking love them. They're really cool fish. But they're not quite going to work in there. I suspect the fronts will probably eat them. I probably don't have room for another 3-foot tank. Or 2 3-foot tanks just to hold a couple things of shellies. I want to keep them, but I'm probably going to have to move them on, as an example. But the Cynodontis in the shop display tank can go in with them as well. So, just a little bit of fish maths that have to be done, a little bit of mental gymnastics, but I'm kind of working where I'm working at the moment. So, that's where that's at the time being. As far as shop displays go, I freaking love this tank and I freaking love this setup. Will my wife love this in our home? Probably not. I think she'll find it probably quite boring. Will I sell this aquarium? Will I sell this setup? I'd like to not. There's a spot in my house for it. They used to live in my house. Will this aquarium come home and have a slightly different look about it? Potentially, but we will see. So this one, possible, will go home. Probably go home as an empty unit if needs be. Sorry for the shitty camera work then. These guys, 0 chance that I'm going to bring these home with me. So these will be up for sale, whether it's full units, whether it's set up the way it is, or just glass boxes. Not sure, but there's them. Pea puffers, unlikely to come home with me. My wife does not like that aquarium. She's told me more than once. She said it looks ugly. Unlikely to come home. So again, full setup potentially. Just the fish and then an empty tank potentially as well. I love this tank. Will my wife enjoy this one? Probably. Probably will. I like this tank. Yes, I do. I like how bright and colourful it is. She'll probably like it for that reason. And I've got a spot in my house for it. Means I'll probably be able to take this home. Do I like this tank? Yes, I freaking do. It's awesome. And I've got 2 of them. Could I set them up somewhere nice and small in my fish room? Absolutely. Will it come home with me? Possibly, but might not look like this. And the other ones that I kind of have a little issue that I work through. The Froggos. Now, I don't think I'm going to be allowed the Froggos at home, so the Froggos and the Froggo setup might have to go as well. That's here. This is probably going to get sold all in one unit. Makes sense. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, so that's where we're at with stuff and things that are going to head home from there. I have a bit of a plan with the rest of the stuff in here yet, but I feel like I'm sort of rambling on this video part already, so let's stop that. Let's do some stuff. Let's look at some fish, and we'll go from there. Sun's out. Sun's out. Guns out. It's 11 AM. Let's get it on like Donkey Kong. As I was ranting as an absolute lunatic just before in that fish room, I had a wee bit of a thought. I haven't actually done these maths yet, so these maths might maths well. If, and I say if this measures here to there, available usable in my fish room at home, there is 12 2-foot tanks there that could fit 12 species of aquarists, if I select the ones that I want. Possibly 12 species of tetras, because, well, there's some tetras I like too, but I'm happy to get rid of them. If this measures usable for 3-foot tanks, because I've got them, 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got more of them, then I can put some fish up there as well. And that could be the option. L numbers, 2 or 3 species of L numbers up there, Corydoridines down there. Now, there's 2 or 3 small groups of cories that are L numbers over at the back that for the time being would be okay in something that's small, because they're young, they're small little fish. So for the time being they would be okay in a small little tank. That maths could have mathed. And then I could sell the big tank out the back and all the other ones. We're thinking here. Thank you for the fish room family. You've just enlightened me on some thoughts without even thinking, so I appreciate that. Let's get the tape measure and measure some stuff out. Or 3-foot tanks could go along with here. And that could also house some cories nicely and some L numbers. Now we're thinking, I need to write some fish down as well. I'm going to write some fish down. We're thinking here, we're brainstorming, we're working hard together. If you can't tell, I'm still really unclear and really undecided on exactly the direction that we're going to be going, so yeah, there is that. 4 meters. We've got a number. Let's measure some tanks and see what we can do up here. There's an option happening. 9.15. For those of you that are working in freedom units, 4 meters is approximately, I don't know, 10 foot, 12 foot. 12 foot off the top of my head, and 910 is just over 3 foot. So with that maths, 4 aquariums would fit on top there. 4 of these 3-footers would fit up top there. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's convenient. Or I've got other ones. Do I have 4 meters to spare in my garage? That's the next question. So we're working with something here. We can maybe possibly do that. I'm going to write down some fish, work out exactly what fish I've got as well. We're playing around here. We've got something going. I'm going to need more coffee for this, because this is definitely using some brain power today. So the list of Corydoridinoplosoma fish and L numbers. So yes, what do I think, 18 or something like that. Maths still isn't quite mathing, but it is what it is. Sorry for the stark, raving, mad little rant about what I could do. We got thinking then. Anyway, let's chop on. I'm about to put that tank together, fill it up, get some water flowing through it, and yeah, hopefully take it back to the hospital early next week. Just had a massive cam logic. If I'm going to be filling this tank up, why not do a water change at the same time? A couple 100 litres or so, maybe 130 litres. Anyway, take some out, put some in there, refill that, front hoses get happy. Good thinking, Richard, good thinking. So when I picked this up, one of the nurses mentioned that the background was kind of falling off and stuff like that, so I think I've got one that'll fit. I might totally replace that, give it a brand new background, clean that up a little bit for them. Obviously clean up all around here, just make it nice and spick. The lighting unit was missing one light, so if I'm pretty sure I've got a light hanging around out the back in stock that I'll replace that, get the lighting going on it as well. So hopefully it's a shiny new type aquarium when they get it back. Fingers crossed. Just put some lights over this. Pretty dope. Pretty cool. I don't know if the Lochies are loving it though. But I certainly am. It's cool having some light on this tank. That's awesome. Anyway, back to what we're doing. Something tells me this carbon is well and truly overdue to be thrown out. just letting nasty black stuff everywhere. It's alright, we'll work through it. You can see how water was clear not long ago. Leaching carbon. Gross. Okay. It's time for the algorithm engager. There's actually a bit of duckweed right there on my phone and it's going up my nose the whole time I'm talking like this, which is making me laugh. Anyway, this is where I ask you a simple question. You like the video and you answer it. By doing this, it helps more people see these videos, which in turn helps more people see the Fanatics Friday Coffee Date, which is a good time. So this is a real simple one. Paper, scissors, rocks. What's your first call? Super simple. I reckon I might be a rock baby. Dun, 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 dun. But what are you? Once again, thank you very much for this engagement. It goes a long way to getting these videos out and about and getting more people seeing the Fanatics Friday Coffee Date, and it is 100% working, so thank you very much. I'm getting a bit dizzy walking around in circles looking down. I'm going to stop this now, get back on to what we're doing, but apologies for the late algorithm engager in this video. Damn, just dawned on me that we've got to tell Sappho on Monday as well. That's not going to be fun either. Bugger. Just for shits and gigs, the courier website is not logging in, so I can't see any more. Oops, sorry. I can't see any orders today, which is a pain in. Oh, Magic Television, we are working. How good? I was going to say, because then the whole SOS to pick this thing up becomes irrelevant, but it's working. Yeah, it's working. We're good. Cool. So I can now send the product that I scrambled to try and get this morning. Right, let's do that now. Orders packed. Thumbs up, Cam, well done. Next thing I'm going to do is begin listing some of these things that we have to move on onto our Facebook page. So the setup here, which is our plant propagation setup. First thing to put on, nice and easy to move, nice and easy to get through, so try and get really easy stuff straight away. And then I'm also going to put up the Suzuki here as well. Again, nice and easy to move. Just clear some space, get rid of some stuff. Once I'm pretty happy there's definitely no spots running through the system again, textures and stuff can start moving out. I'm going to make a few inquiries on shellies. I think I might be able to move them easily enough as well. So could have this sort of bit done pretty easily, fingers crossed. And then we'll go from there.